Yo boys, what is going on, and welcome to a new video. The schedule for every single NFL team has been out for a while. I've been planning on doing a ranking or like a prediction, but because it's kind of hard to predict the actual like records, which I do that like every year. I haven't posted any of those though, I think, in past years, but this time I am going to be doing a tier list with like around where I think the teams are going to end up. As you can see, we have 0 to 2 wins, which is trash, 3 to 5 wins, terrible, 6 to 8 wins, below average to average, 9 to 11 wins, playoff team, 12 to 14 wins, deep playoff team, and 15 to 17 wins, Super Bowl team. And I am going to look at all the schedules, think where I think these teams are going to end up. And let's get into the first one, which is the Arizona Cardinals. And the Arizona Cardinals are going to be at about 3 to 5 wins. I'm predicting them to have about 3 wins. And yeah, it's going to be a bad year for them, I can tell. They don't have D-Hop. J.J. Watt retired. Kyler Murray, he's obviously, who knows exactly, but he doesn't have many weapons. And they're definitely rebuilding and probably going to get close to or have the number 1 overall pick this year. And the Falcons, they're not going to do too much better, but I think they should have about 7 to 8 wins. Taylor Heinicke's their quarterback, so certainly not a bad quarterback. And, I mean, as long as they give Kyle Pitts the ball a lot more, they should be doing a lot better than they have been doing. And obviously Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier, pretty good running back room. Defense is really good. I believe they got a Bengals safety. I think it was Jesse Bates. I think someone like that. They got him. But I think Falcons not going to make the playoffs, but I think they're starting to do a lot better than they have since the days of Matt Ryan. Now the Ravens, I think they're going to have a pretty good season. They're definitely going to be a playoff team, but they have a decently tough schedule. I mean, already being in a pretty tough division just with the Bengals and Mike Tomlin on the Steelers. Browns, it's a mystery with them, but I think the Ravens with this new, Lamar Jackson who's going to be passing the ball and with weapons to pass the ball to, I could definitely see them going up here, but right now you'd never know with injuries and all that, so I think this is definitely a fair place to put them. Now the Bills, they have a very, very tough schedule, and I think they could definitely be placed here just because of that tough schedule, but I think just because they are the Bills, they're going to be a deep playoff team no matter what. It just depends on if they can beat the Bengals and the Chiefs and now the Jets in the AFC to be able to even make it to the Super Bowl, because obviously with all the years with Josh Allen, hasn't exactly panned out because of Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow. Now the Panthers. I do not think that they're going to be a playoff team. I think they're going to be around 8 to 9 wins. And, I mean, the division is really not good at all. So I could see them making it into the playoffs with a 9 or 8 record. But, I mean, this is obviously Bryce Young's first year as a starter, so we don't exactly know. But I think he's going to be pretty good. And for at least the first year, they should be probably winning the division, I would hope. Now the Bears, I think they're going to be taking a much bigger leap this year. I'm going to be putting them ahead of the Falcons, and I think they're going to be doing a lot better. Obviously, they have DJ Moore. They obviously were terrible last year, but I mean, I can see them at the very least with 5 to 6 wins, and at most 8 wins, and if they get really lucky, like a 9 to 10 season, but I do not think that's going to be happening. But Justin Fields, I think he can be a viable QB, and with finally a person to throw it to, even though it is like one person, I think that they should be taking a big leap and should also be focusing on defense now that they have pretty good situation on offense, at least for a couple years. Now the Bengals, they're going to be up here again, as, I mean, I don't think they have really taken any steps backwards, except for losing that one safety to the Falcons. And I think there was probably some other things that happened on the offensive line side. But they have Joe Burrow and I think they're still going to be ahead of the Bills. It depends because you never really know. But these two teams are really interchangeable, but I do see them with 12, maybe 13 wins. The Browns, I really do not know. They could be a 9-win team, and I could see that happening. I could see them being a playoff team. But right now, I think it's really a mystery. I'm going to have them, at the verge of the playoffs, but it depends on Deshaun Watson. It depends on their really loaded roster. They have a really, really good roster. All the way from the offensive line to the quarterback to all of the defense, even to kicker with Cade York. They should be a good team, but they are the Browns. I could see them getting into the playoffs with 9 wins. I could see them barely missing the playoffs with 8 wins. But for now, I'm going to put them at the top of the 6 to 8 win team, and I think the above average category. Actually, no, not above, but just average. Now the Cowboys, and I think they're going to be at least 9 wins. I would expect them to get 9 wins, but I think they're probably going to get 10 to 11 wins. Obviously, a playoff team. Division, tough outside of the Commanders, and they don't exactly have an easy schedule. They have to play the 49ers and some other good teams, including the Eagles twice, the Giants twice. And I think it's going to be an okay season for them. Tony Pollard finally getting the role that he deserves. Hopefully, who knows, they could re-sign him again. Cowboys are stupid. Screw the Cowboys, or Cowgirls, sorry. 2023, don't want to get that wrong. But I think they are about a 10-win playoff team, as they usually are. But they're going to choke in playoffs. Don't worry, everyone. They might beat Tom Brady in the first round, but they're not going past the divisional. You know that. Now the Broncos. I know everyone had expectations for them to be up here last year, and I think they're going to be a lot better. I really think that they're going to be a lot better this year. Their defense is incredible. Offense hasn't done too much, and Russell Wilson, he could go off. I could genuinely see him going off this year and being a top QB, but don't quote me on that. I still think, they're the Broncos. They could be up here. I would not be surprised if they get 9 wins, but I think they might miss the playoffs. They're in a tough division. They have a really tough schedule, but I'm going to put them, again, at the top of whatever tier this is. Now, the Lions. I think that they're going to make the playoffs this year. And they barely missed it this last year with, I think, 8 or 9 wins. And I think they are going to make the playoffs this year. Everything's in place. Dan Campbell, everything. They're going to be, I think, a playoff team. But I am skeptical because they are the Lions. So, you never know how they're going to screw it up. But I think they're going to be a playoff team. Certainly not get anywhere in the playoffs. There's no chance. They are making it to the championship game. There is no way. But they are certainly headed in the right direction. Jared Goff, I don't think he's going to be regressing too much. Jameson Williams, he's going to be here hopefully for a full season. Well, as long as he doesn't gamble anymore. Yeah. Packers, you're not making the playoffs. I'm sorry to inform you. You're not going to be awful. Jordan Love, I think he could run a team. I think he can. However, nobody knows if he can run a team. And, when he played against the Eagles and the Packers were losing and they pulled Aaron Rodgers, he was pretty good. And Packers, they're a team that's always going to be built for success, and you never know if this is going to be the 3rd Hall of Fame quarterback that they run through. Rebuilding, testing out Jordan Love. They may have waited too long on Jordan Love. Who knows? Now the Texans. It's so weird because, they have 2 rookies, C.J. Stroud, Will Anderson. Who knows? They could both be the Rookie of the Year. And, one could be the Offensive Rookie of the Year and the other one could be the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Just like with the Jets last year. But Texans, they're the Texans. They still have a lot of holes, and you don't know if C.J. Stroud is going to be good. So I don't think I should put them in that tier up here. I think they're gonna be decent. You just never know. I think Panthers are gonna be better than them, though. Packers probably, Bears probably as well. But the Texans, it's a mystery, but they are still the Texans. So I think they could have a playoff push, but I don't think they're going to be making it this year. But get excited for the next couple of years, because who knows? Now the Colts. Who even knows what the Colts are doing? Like, I had such high hopes last year, and they ended up with a 4th overall pick. They should be good. I didn't understand, but now they have a rookie quarterback, and it depends on him and Jonathan Taylor staying healthy and the rest of the team staying healthy. Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, T-Law, he is here. And I know with Dougie P, they had a really, really rough start to the season. They were 3-8 at the start of last season. It was bad. But now they are the comeback kings, comeback kitties, some might say. I could see them being down here, but I think they are as good of a team as these teams. Maybe not as good of a defense, but I think they have some really good players, and I think they're going to be a lot better. Chiefs, you already know. They beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl, and sorry, I'm an Eagles fan. I'm mourning right now. But Patrick Mahomes, he's just too good. Chiefs are too good. Andy Reid's too good. Everyone on the team is too good to lose. And it's going to be consistent. You already know, probably going to make it to the championship game. They're probably going to host the championship game for, how long has it been? Half a decade? Chargers, they're going to be good this year, as usual. And then they're going to choke in the playoffs. Rams, yeah. They are going to be trash. Raiders with Jimmy G. I don't know, man. They should be good, is the thing. They should be so good. With now a Super Bowl winning quarterback, Jimmy G, and I'm not saying that Jimmy G is the best quarterback ever. I'm just saying that he has led a team to the Super Bowl, and the 49ers the Raiders kind of resemble that team with a stellar defense, a star wide receiver, a star running back, good offensive line. And I could see them, going into the playoffs. I'm not going to lie. But with how bad they did last year, I don't exactly see them, exactly getting 9 wins. I can see them getting 8 wins. I can see them getting 6 wins. But I can't see them getting above 10 or 9 wins. But Raiders, they're in a full rebuild, maybe. I don't know. They still have Max Crosby. Dolphins, they are going to make it to the playoffs. And it depends on how healthy Tua is. And, this team has a very, very small window right now. They are probably planning to just go all out either this year or next year. They got Jalen Ramsey. Tyreek Hill's about to retire in 2 years. Tua might die at any point. He could just fall over, hit his head, and die. And this team, if they're going to get one, they better get it soon. They're going to need to get it quickly. And it depends on Tua's health. It depends on a lot of factors. It depends on Jalen Ramsey. But I think they're still going to be a good team. They have a tough schedule, as do most teams, but I think they're going to be good, as long as Tua stays healthy. Vikings, what happened is what I'll say. I guess it's just because you're the Vikings. You're going to have to pay Justin Jefferson billions of dollars. Kirk Cousins, he's getting older and older each year. And when I was looking at where I think they'll be, I specifically looked at the times of the games to see how many primetime games they have. And they have quite a few primetime games, along with a couple of games that they're definitely going to lose, like Chiefs games. I think they have a Bills game. And you never know, they could blow a 33-point lead or come back from one. This team, good enough to win a Super Bowl, bad enough to get, who knows, a top 10 draft pick. But Vikings, they're going to Vikings and probably make the playoffs and choke. Patriots, they are easily going to be the worst team in the AFC East. And, yeah, it's not going to be pretty. I don't know how many quarterbacks are going to have to cycle through. Bill Belichick might just gain an extra 10 years off of his life because of how much stress he's going to be dealing with this season. And they are not going to make the playoffs, and that's guaranteed. They are probably not going to have a 500 season, and it's not going to be pretty out there in Foxborough. Saints with brand new star quarterback Derek Carr are going to make the Super Bowl. No, I'm just kidding. There is no way. With a terrible, terrible division that they are in, I could see them winning it over the Panthers. I could see the Falcons winning it. I mean, I could even see Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers winning it. That's just how bad this division is. But Saints, they're old. They should be so good. I mean, what's even the salary cap? I mean, Derek Carr. I could see Derek Carr bringing this team to a slightly below 500 season, like 8 wins. But they're certainly not going to make the playoffs, unless if they win the division, which is entirely possible. The Giants, I could see them being up here amongst the good teams. I could see them being at the very top of here. And I think they are going to be up here. I don't think, in the regular season, being in a pretty tough division, that they're going to be that great in the regular season. But come playoff time, you never know. They might have to face the Vikings again. But, I mean, I could see the Giants being okay. Certainly not a deep playoff run. I mean, you never know. It's the Giants, the Giant Killers. Who knows? But I don't... Danny Dimes on his new contract, I doubt it. Now, here's the real mystery. What are Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets going to do? Sorry, New Jersey Jets. It depends. Aaron Rodgers, he's going to be rolling out there probably on a wheelchair if he stays around for the next couple of years. And I know he doesn't want to be like Brett Favre, but, I mean, watch out, Mississippi, in the next 20 years. Might be stealing some more money from you. With such a young team and an old quarterback, the Jets, all they need to do is get a young quarterback in the next couple of years, and they're going to be incredible. And I think right now could be the start of a pretty good couple next decades for the Jets. And, I mean, if Aaron Rodgers is good, which, I mean, if he wants to be good, he can be good. I mean, we all thought he was going to die, and then he won MVP 2 years in a row. So, it depends on Aaron Rodgers, but, I mean, Sauce Gardner, their running back, I forgot, as long as he doesn't get injured, and Garrett Wilson, that offense is going to be incredible. And the defense only getting better, obviously, with Sauce. And Aaron Rodgers also signing every single known former Packer player, oldest Packer player that he loves, coming over to the Jets, should give them a pretty decent playoff team. Now, my Philadelphia Eagles. You already know. Now, this season is interesting because the start of the season, I could see us doing the same thing we did last year, with starting out with a 7-0, 8-0 record. And then we reach a streak of about 4 to 5 games where we get the Bills, we get the Cowboys twice, we get the Chiefs, and we get the 49ers. Please tell me who put that together, and can you also tell me their address, their phone number, any other information I can know to absolutely strangle them? Because, I mean, who in their right mind would do that? I mean, there's a very well chance the Eagles could do a lot worse just because of that single streak that we have. And then after that, we have free wins for the last 5 weeks of the season. So, I mean, I'm liking our chances at another Super Bowl berth. It just depends on that streak and if Jalen Hurts can stay healthy, which I think he can. Oh, Steelers. Now, Mike Tomlin being there, I think almost guarantees them at least above 500. Now, do I think they're going to get 500? I have a lot of doubts. I think there is a chance that they could get 9 wins, but that chance is pretty slim, and Mike Tomlin might as well retire just to keep that clout of being probably the best coach ever to never end a season with under 500. I think they are going to be a team this year. I know that. They, I think, can make the playoffs. Geno Smith, obviously old, but, I mean, this year we definitely do not have as many doubts as we did last year about him. And with Tariq Woolen there and, pretty good young offense, I could see them getting, 8 wins, 9 wins, and maybe playoff berth. I mean, half their division is straight garbage. But they do have to play the 49ers. And also, they have this streak just like the Eagles. They have to play the 49ers, the Cowboys, the 49ers again, and then the Eagles. I mean, who, Satan himself just wanted to screw over the bird teams this year. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Lamar Jackson gets injured. Cardinals, they're already terrible. I mean, what's wrong with these bird teams? And, of course, the Eagles are probably not going to lose Super Bowl now that I said that. So, screw Satan. 49ers, they're going to have a very good record this season. And, I mean, it depends on quarterback. It depends on the quarterback, but you never know. I think just with injuries, they could be terrible, but they should be good. They should be incredible. They should make the championship game again. And depending on injuries, they could have a very good chance at the Super Bowl. Buccaneers, yeah. Titans. Commanders, they're going to be the best of the worst teams. And with that takes us to our final tier list, and I am feeling pretty good about it. And unlike last year, there are not that many mysteries, around the league, besides the Panthers, Texans, and, Bucks, Jets, I guess. Jets definitely with new quarterbacks. Ravens, a bit of a mystery. Vikings, bit of a mystery. But the rest, I feel really good about it. Broncos also a bit of a mystery. But I feel really good about this. And there might be one team that I look back on in a year and say, holy crap, was I completely wrong about that. But I mean, I like it. I think this is gonna be good season for the Eagles. Go Birds, and see you next time. Okay, by the way, Super Bowl prediction: Eagles beating Bills, I guess, maybe Jaguars, probably Chiefs, I guess. Eagles beating Bills in Super Bowl 59 or whatever we're on at this point, probably 58. But Eagles winning 23-16. Yeah.